What up, everybody?
What's
Vintage
up?
Trouble in Los Angeles, in 4 different places, of course. I'm over here in Hollywood. Rick is in between.
I'm in Hollywood.
Rick's in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Between me and Richard, who's in Laurel Canyon. Nolly is
Hollywood
closer
Hills.
to like the Los Feliz, Western Griffith Park area.
It's all
We're here.
Hollywood. It's all Hollywood.
Yeah.
So we hope everyone's doing well. Sorry it took us so long to get to you as a collective to say hello, but we're here now. We want to let you know that we have appreciated the fact that everyone's been reaching out so much. Love the stuff that you guys have had going on. We hope that everyone's doing their best to stay safe, not only for themselves, but for their communities and for their families. And our is that we can't wait to be together with you again. And every day it seems like that is longer and longer that it's going to be. But like they say, let's consider ourselves like bulls behind a cage. And the longer we stay away from each other, the more fierce we will be set free upon each other when the time gets to happen.
There you go. I
Yeah.
love it.
Well said. Well said. We've been seeing y'all for 10 years in a row. It's been part of our life. So to be kind of skipping out on this time, we're in a little bit of a withdrawal ourselves from y'all. But, it's been great, like Ty was alluding to see you all getting together with each other. And what a beautiful community. You guys have all been communicating really well. And there's nothing like Troubland. And to be looking at it from our vantage, just, it just warms our hearts. For real, though, it's just really awesome to see you guys all reaching out and making sure that you're all cool with each other and being social. And this is such a great community that way. So thanks for taking care of your fellow troublemaker as well.
Also, I was going to say, some people have been asking about music and the time of musicians. Nale, maybe you want to talk to people about like we're at a heavy time. So in times like this in history, this is when the artists and the musicians have stepped up. So I know we were talking about this the other day. So what is your thought about musicians in this time and stuff? Like what's our gig? Like what is our responsibility during
What are we doing? Well, we're supposed to share the gift of music, of course, and it's been quite a shocker to the system, obviously, with everything. And I've seen all these amazing troublemakers and artists performing on Facebook and Instagram. It's so cool to see kind of all this homemade music. I kind of like it's going back to the roots a little bit, which is really cool. Personally, I'm taking this day by day. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. We've been writing a lot of music, which has been really good. I'm here in my bedroom / studio and just working away. So it's fun. It's fun. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was just saying that for me personally, it hasn't been that much of a change of life when we're back from the road, because I'm kind of a hermit anyway. So when I come back from a tour, I stay home anyway. So it hasn't really been that much of a change,
Right.
more than no one is out. When I go out and buy food, suddenly it goes crazy. But, I hope we'll find a way back. And it's been beautiful to see everyone's kind of sharing their talents and hearing what people are doing at home.
Nice.
So,
So that was Nale Cult. Hey, Rick, can you talk
you got
about
some really nice white teeth, Ty. I see you looking.
it's literally the sun. Yeah, my dentist is still it's great that we're in these screens right now, because I like to talk, especially with Vintage Trouble, I like to talk about this as our quarantine quarters. Rick, do you want to talk about just a little bit about what our process of creating and making product has been during this time, from two separate houses? To explain to people.
Explain to people what? You froze up. What did you say? Explain to people what?
How we're doing this, how the quarters are working.
Well, yeah, first I kind of want to build on what you guys are saying about, specifically a big shout out to Liz Moss and who's gone on a pilgrimage to go, to go fight on the front lines with a lot of healthcare workers and things like that. And everybody that's kind of doing their part to realize that this isn't about, this isn't about anything other than togetherness. And I think that's kind of the one overarching theme that is going all over the world is you know, it's, somebody said the other day, it's like, you know, if you're trying to, the only way you can clean a pool if somebody peed is if everybody gets rid of all the water in the pool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't.
nice.
Yeah, so I think that's great, and the people that are helping to kind of do that, and all the people that are, you know, it is difficult for some people. I know I'm with Nale in a lot of respects. I like being at home and I like staying inside and stuff, but now more than ever, it is actually something that is, if you talk to any nurse or listen to any nurses and doctors and stuff, they'll tell you all they want us to do is stay at home because we're trying to keep their, you know, the things that they're having to deal with down. And that's all over the world, even the smallest cities all over. So big shout out to a lot of the people that are going.
Also, if you don't mind me jumping in, just because you said it without even probably putting it together, it's funny that Liz Moss is on the front line. You were talking about it's important that we come together, and Liz Moss is the one that had that come together video. So it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. She's where they shot the video. Wow, yeah, good point. Good point. But you know, so for us, I mean, we kind of always throw ideas back and forth. We all have individual setups at our house, which is
but opposed to usually when we want to get in a room together, that we can.
What is that? What yeah. So we're throwing, you know, a lot of ideas back and forth, and it's you know, it is, I think a lot of artists and a lot of bands and a lot of people are kind of doing that, and that's just, it's not actually a bad thing because it's just a new way. You know, there's a lot of new normals, and this is kind of one of them. You know, you can pick any industry. How's an airline going to fly with people that need to be 6 foot apart? And so this is, you know, it's the same thing. And in a sense, it's like everything, you know, we just have to adjust to what the new normal is. And I think that can actually be a neat thing. It can actually force you to look at things that you've been doing and say, is this the best way? Or actually, you know, if force the way, or look at the ways that you've been doing stuff and say, hey, wow, this is just another way that makes me think differently. And so, you know, I think it probably applies to everybody, people that are being forced. I saw Facebook's not having any in-person meetings until June 2021, you know, and
I think also for us specifically, what's been really nice is that there's more time to concentrate on the details specifically of what you do. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but like sometimes when we're together, we're so intrigued by each other, you know, there's an overall that happens no matter what. Sometimes being isolated, it allows you to have that time that you're not worried about someone being over your shoulder saying, let's go. You know what I mean? Like there's like this individual time that you literally get to really focus on your stuff. I was gonna say shit, but I don't know if kids are gonna listen to this.
I'm not gonna lie though. I super miss touring. I miss being around people playing music and being in front of an audience and doing that side of music. It's kind of hard to, and I guess in a way, Vintage Trouble is probably the like a deceased doctor's worst nightmare because we're all out shaking hands and hugging everyone, jumping out in the audience. So I hope we can get back to it soon because I'm sure we will. We were fighting everything in a good way. So if everybody just stays on it and stays home for a little longer, we'd be all good.
Richard, two things, if you wouldn't mind talking about. One thing we've been doing as a band is we've been working on these videos for TroubleMakers about songs that they've loved, and the most talked about songs they talk about are songs that are important in this time. And we've been breaking them down and talking about what we do individually inside these songs. And Richard's been basically directing and producing these videos. And I'm just talking about a little teaser, but just let people know that they can look out for.
Yeah, we did Doing What You Were Doing the other day. That came out. We're going to pop them out probably once a week. And it's just a really interesting, quick insight from each of us into just some thoughts about the song's origins, how we feel about our individual parts, the collective whole, the meaning, the lyrics, the melody, where it came from, just kind of whatever arises in the moment from each of us. And we're just kind of compiling it together for various songs. And it's just a really cool little look into the behind the scenes of what made some of these songs you know, our babies. And we hope you enjoy them, because we've been enjoying sort of breaking them down for ourselves. And it's funny, sometimes when you re-break these songs down, you discover things that maybe you forgot, or maybe you never knew, or you hear from the other guys, and it's, wow, it's like, I didn't ever know he thought that way, or that's interesting. So we're learning as much doing it as we hope you guys will learn from peeping into some of this stuff. It's been fun.
It's really nice too. And we even allowed ourselves on our individual parts to kind of, you know, geek out about the vocal part, or geek out about lyric, or about the drum thing, like things we don't usually allow ourselves to go into in this format. So we hope you guys enjoy that. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be wondering what we're doing as far as our next music is concerned. I think everyone's going to be, people that have come along in the middle and found us in the chapter 2 stage, they're going to be thrilled about what some of the stuff we took from that. Our old Troublemakers are going to be stoked because, you know, we're putting a lot more of juke joint back into a lot of the tunes. We've been writing, and we're just, you know, we're getting ready to release something new as soon as this is out. The question really is, how much of it do you get done while you're in here? We don't know that either. We're just trying to figure it out day by day, one day at a time.
But it was cool. Nolly the other day, I don't know if we can go into this. I think why not? Nolly sent us something the other day, and Ty jumped in immediately and put vocals and melody to it, which was amazing. And then sent it over to Rick, who put some bass, and somewhere I was in there and I put drums. And so everyone is doing these quarantine videos like Nolly said, and don't think that your boys Vintage Trouble aren't busy doing stuff too. And that's already completed. We're just waiting to put it out. So look for that coming out as well, which is our own quarantine, you know, little recording that we all sent around to each other and did various parts from our living rooms. And it's pretty cool. We're very excited to put that out.
Yeah. So everyone, please stay good to each other. Like people are doing things like finding master classes, like do some learning during this time, trying to at least do something that keeps your spirit alive. We could always concentrate on the details of the heaviness and the darkness and the sadness. You know, there's always love that comes from us to all the families and the people that are dealing with this time in a horrible way.
That's it. Yeah. Thank you guys for the love.
Right now that can probably soothe that heart, but we do really, think about you a lot. So from Vintage Trouble to not only our Troublemakers, to not only our families, to people we don't know, here's just a little message out from us to you. And please stay in touch with.
Bye-bye. Great to see you guys.
It's the best. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys
Bye.
so much.